Something is stealing your life minute by minute while you scroll, snack, and whisper, "Just one more time." It doesn't bang on your door or scream for attention. It sneaks in quietly, keeping you distracted, convincing you that you're in control. But you're not. Your focus, your energy, even your identity, it's all being drained by habits that feel harmless. I'm your friendly guide, Mr. Smart, and today, I'm going to show you how to overcome addiction by exposing the lie it hides behind and handing you the power to hit your restart button. Let's take a moment to zoom out. Picture your day yesterday, the things you wanted to do versus what you actually did. Where did your time go? How often did you tell yourself, just 5 more minutes on your phone? How often did you chase a quick dopamine hit only to feel drained later? You're not lazy, you're not broken. But your brain's been hijacked by habits that are designed to be addictive. This story isn't about guilt, it's about taking the wheel back. Because the real villain isn't you, it's the system you've been stuck in. Let's break it down. The lie of tomorrow. You probably tell yourself, "I'll stop tomorrow." That's the oldest lie addiction tells you. It gives you the illusion of control while it tightens its grip. Procrastination is the handmaiden of addiction. Every time you delay action, you're not just putting off change, you're reinforcing the bad habit. It's like agreeing to stay in a sinking boat because someone promised they'd fix the leak tomorrow. But guess what? Tomorrow doesn't fix anything if today looks exactly the same. The hard truth is, if you wait for the perfect moment to quit or change, you'll wait forever. Because addiction is clever. It adapts. It gives you just enough pleasure to keep you hooked and just enough guilt to make you think you're trying. The cycle feeds itself, and the real cost isn't the time lost today, it's your identity slowly drifting away. Admit you're being controlled. Before anything changes, you have to admit this isn't about willpower. You're being manipulated. The algorithm, the sugar rush, the endless notifications, none of it is random. Your attention is their currency, and they're rich because you keep spending. This is not just about drugs or alcohol, it's about the subtle addictions. Scrolling for hours, binge-watching shows you don't even enjoy, stress eating, refreshing your feed for likes. These habits are hard to break because they're invisible cages. But the bars are real. And once you admit that these things are controlling you more than you're controlling them, something shifts. You stop blaming yourself and start seeing the system. That's the first crack in the wall, and from that crack, light can get in. Real change begins, not with motivation, but with awareness. That's your first act of rebellion. Detox your brain from dopamine traps. Here's what you're really up against: dopamine. The brain chemical that gives you pleasure, that lights up when you get a text, a like, or a bite of something sweet. But the more you chase it, the duller your response becomes. You need more to feel less. That's the trap. And it's why how to overcome addiction isn't just about stopping. It's about rewiring. When you constantly feed your brain high dopamine hits, everything else, reading a book, taking a walk, having a real conversation, feels boring. That's not your fault. It's your brain begging for balance. A dopamine detox isn't about removing all pleasure. It's about giving your brain space to recalibrate, to start finding joy in the simple again. There are real dopamine detox benefits that go beyond just focus. Your creativity returns. Your sleep improves. Your mind starts to feel like yours again. And that's when you realize boredom isn't the enemy, it's the gateway back to life. Fill the void with purpose. Once you break those habits, a vacuum opens up. And here's the trap. If you don't fill it with something better, the old habits will crawl right back in. You can't just subtract, you have to add. That's where purpose comes in. The antidote to addiction isn't just discipline, it's meaning. The days you feel most alive aren't the ones filled with dopamine hits. They're the ones where you did something that mattered, even if it was small. Volunteering, creating, building something, calling someone you love. That's how you break bad habits. Not with willpower, but by choosing something better. Habits fade when they're replaced, not when they're forced away. Ask yourself, what makes me forget to check my phone? That's your clue. That's your anchor. If you're wondering how to replace bad habits, the answer lies in joy, challenge, and contribution. You don't need a grand purpose. You just need something that pulls you forward with curiosity. Choose discipline over regret. Regret is the long, slow poison of wasted potential. And discipline is the antidote, not the harsh, punishing kind, but the gentle, consistent kind. Discipline is saying no to the 30-second thrill, so you can say yes to the 3-month transformation. It's choosing sleep over another episode, silence over endless scrolling, movement over numbness. Ways to overcome addiction often seem like giant leaps, but they're actually dozens of tiny wins stacked daily. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be aware. Every time you choose discipline, you vote for the person you want to become. Over time, those votes add up, and that becomes your new identity. The goal isn't to be flawless. The goal is to stop being controlled. You're not weak for falling into bad habits, but you will be powerful the day you stop letting them define you. Conclusion: this is your restart button. You don't need a new life, you need a new rhythm. One that aligns with who you are, not who your habits have turned you into. The path forward is hard, but not because you're incapable. It's hard because you've been asleep at the wheel. This is your wake-up call. Your life isn't slipping away, it's waiting for you to take the lead. Learn how to do a digital detox even for one day. Find those small choices and make them daily. Remind yourself of who you were before the noise took over. And remember, how to overcome addiction isn't a formula. It's a decision. One that you'll have to make again tomorrow and the day after that. But every time you do, you'll be stronger, lighter, more real. And if you're still here, that means you're ready. You've already taken the first step. Now make it count. Don't just listen. Act. Comment below one thing you're going to change today. Subscribe if you want more tools, stories, and support. I'm Mr. Smart, and this isn't just another video. This is your restart button.